All right, welcome to the Broiz podcast. This is your host, Japna, and with me I have
Kenny Fam.
And your boy Garrick.
Yep. All right, so this has been a crazy week for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's been a pretty crazy week. As usual, we do kind of updates about how our week has been. So I guess I'll start. So yeah, my company was doing layoffs. They laid off people on Wednesday. I think it was like 4K people. And I was pretty nervous. And the thing is, they let us know a month in advance. So think about that anxiety. Like it was horrible. Like I could not focus on work. It was hard to like stay motivated because like, you know, you might be working on something that like you might not just be working on in a month, right? So yeah, and then, you know, there was like a Q&A internally, and it was pretty brutal. All of the employees were going in on the C-suite. So the C-suite are like the CEO, CFO, and CTO and all that. And it was pretty brutal. I don't know if I can talk about that, but I didn't like really give any information, but it's fine. But yeah, so that was pretty stressful. Good news is I did not get laid off.
Hey.
So I have my job.
You survived this time.
Yeah, this was the second round too. It's
Damn.
crazy, and there's rumors of a third round later in the year. So that's going
Round 3. Oh my god, dude.
It's actually tech is so bad right now.
It sounds like you're in the playoffs. It's like, all right, you survived round 1. It's like, are you gonna make the finals?
No, seriously though. And what's the finals? Like down to like 6 people or something? I don't know. But yeah, that shit's so stressful. Like tech is pretty bad. I heard today that Lyft laid off 25% of their workforce.
25?
Oh
Yo, that's
God.
kind of huge.
Oh no, sorry, it was 35%.
Derp.
30 to 35%. And Lyft is dying, so don't order your Lyfts. Like I'm pretty sure like they're just the quality is going to drop, all that stuff. Just stay with Uber. Lyft is going to be down in the ground soon. But yeah, that was my week. It was very eventful, very stressful, but thankfully it all worked out okay. So I'm gonna just pass it on to you guys. Anything interesting this week?
Yeah, no, for sure. Before I get kind of started on how my week went, I'm kind of curious though. Like, why are tech companies just doing so many layoffs? Like, I don't understand.
I think I got an answer for that.
Yeah, you could go ahead. I'll answer it.
It's all because of Elon, to be honest. Deadass, because he bought Twitter and he just went ahead and just put everyone on chopping block.
Yeah.
And then he thinned out the entire company. And the other tech companies started realizing like, holy shit, dude. Like
we can do that?
Yeah, like because Twitter, apparently, according to him, it was going downhill.
Yeah.
So he needed to like get rid of as many people so that the company could survive.
Right.
And other tech companies realized that, wow, the fact that he could cut like almost half the workforce and still manage to survive, they might as well just try it out as well.
Right.
That's how I see it.
And you know what? You are partly right. That's not the whole answer,
okay.
but that's the catalyst that started all these layoffs, right? So let me go back. Let's go back to 2020 March, COVID, right? We all know that COVID affected the markets very, very badly as soon as it happened, like when the lockdown was going on. And then the feds lowered interest rates to 0%. Essentially, borrowing money was basically free. So what that did is it kickstarted an entire ripple effect towards the entire economy, especially tech companies. And tech companies had unlimited money, meaning that they expanded. Like, okay, so on top of that, the stock price was going up. The market was doing like crazy well. Like as soon as COVID hit and the Fed brought the interest rates down to 0, the markets recovered, and not even recovered. They were like hit all-time highs for most companies, right? Mm-hmm. So people are like, you know what? We don't know how long this COVID thing is going to last. All the tech companies, and I'm talking about like 99% of them, were just like, let's just hire a lot. Like we have like free money right now. There's like free money in the with startups, with VCs, and all of that. It all started with the interest rates coming down to 0 because of what like the lockdown did. Then tech companies overhired. Meta increased their workforce. Within 2 years, they doubled their size of the company. They went from like 40,000 to 90,000.
I think I remember something like that.
Yeah, and then Amazon, increased like over 100,000. Other companies basically doubled and sometimes even tripled their workforce. And what's crazy is that these people, these CEOs and all of these people thought like, oh, this was going to be like a lasting effect. You know what? Let's just take advantage of it. Like, let's just get the bag right now. Let's worry about the future later. And now it's later. And what's happening is they can't sustain having all of these people because not only are the markets doing bad, the interest rates are high, so people are spending less. We're heading towards like, well, there's already been a tech recession, but we're heading towards like a full recession, right? Due to that, this entire like wave of like layoffs are happening, and it's going to continue to happen until things get better.
That's rough. Because my company's actually going through layoffs as well.
Oh, you too?
Yeah. It's not too bad, though. It's only 3,000 people.
Only 3,000 people.
That's not too bad, to be honest.
No, I know. Like,
compared to the others, like that's rough.
For like a corporation that usually has like, well, how many employees are at your company?
We have
50,000?
365,000 globally, though.
Gotcha. 3,000 is still a lot in the grand scheme of things, but in comparison to 300,000 employees, I guess it is a small amount.
Yeah. But I'm not stressed, though. I'm chilling.
Yeah, chilling, bro. Yeah.
Dude, I'm an all-star.
On the next episode of the Broiz podcast, we're gonna talk about unemployment.
All right, let's not manifest that shit.
Chill out, dog.
Hey,
knock on wood on that, bro.
Yeah,
what the fuck? Hey, you an asshole for that.
I am what I am. How can I?
All right. Yeah, let's just hope that we keep our jobs, we keep our 9-to-5s for now, and then later on we get the satisfaction of our quitting our 9-to-5s for the Broiz. That'd be
the dream, bro.
Yeah, that'd be the dream.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's a small little sidetrack. Thanks for answering that question. But just to talk about how my week went. My week went pretty smooth. Nothing too crazy going on. Definitely fresh off a birthday weekend. So super thankful to be here for another year.
How old are you now? 30?
I feel like I'm 30, yeah, but no, just it's my Kobe year.
He's young as hell, bro. He's a youngin'.
Okay.
But yeah, no, work-wise though, everything's pretty chill. Still back on my consistent workout routine right now, and all in all, pretty smooth week. Nothing too crazy.
Nice. What about you, Garrick? I know you're starting a new role within your company next week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I am starting next week, so I'll be going into a new job. I'm just looking forward to learning new and gaining more experience.
Yep.
But I do have to say, this new team that I'm joining into is that they're all like, they have 10 years of experience more than me.
Yeah.
Like these people have been in the company for over 20 years.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Like we're talking boomers.
So
bro.
you're gonna be like the baby.
I only have 4 years of experience. But like these guys got like 10 and 20.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty humbling experience. I'll be going in, but then again, I'm coming in with like this mindset. Like I'm very agile, super flexible. Like I'm able to pick up things super quick.
Yep.
Especially like how I'm fresh. I got a fresh mindset while they're like pretty much very traditional.
Yeah.
I guess somewhat conservative in like the way they work. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I mean, next week is when I start, so maybe I'll mention more on the next pod.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to hear.
Best wishes, man.
Thank you.
Are you gonna miss your old role, or you?
Hell no, dude.
He's ready to move on,
dude. That job is rough. Like it's in cybersecurity, especially in the SOC, which is Security Operations Center. A lot of people get a lot of burnout by working that. I don't want to get into the super detail, but they usually just end up being there for like 1 to 2 years, and then they dip.
Yep.
So yeah, the turnover rate is super high in that field. But yeah, I stuck around for 4 years, which is insane.
There's a lot of experience though. Like that's good experience on your resume moving forward if you want to go to different company, different opportunities, right? But yeah, no, good luck with your role. I think it's going to be a fresh start. I feel like, you've been burnt out because you've been there 4 years. If the average like tenure is 1 to 2 years and you've been there double that, like I can imagine like you need a change of pace. You need like doing something different, So yeah, all the best wishes, and hopefully you don't get laid off.
Hell no, I'm a superstar, bro. Ain't no way.
I don't know. You're wearing a Trae Young jersey, right? I'm kidding. Trae Young's our superstar.
Bro, he carries the Hawks every time.
He's our superstar.
You're about to carry EY, dude.
Hey, you already know it.
Hell yeah. All right. So, all right, moving forward. I want to talk about like some TV shows that we've been watching, or just TV shows that you like in general. So you guys have any shows that you've been watching, or some shows that come to mind?
All time or just recently? Let's go all time.
All right, all time, sure. Let's go for it.
In no particular order. I think Breaking Bad is definitely up there for me.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones. You have to have seen Game of Thrones, or at least heard of it, unless you live under a rock. Game of Thrones is definitely up there. And I'm trying to think of some other shows too. What are you guys feeling?
The Office.
Office.
Oh,
yes.
Office.
I've seen.
absolutely.
Okay, this is pretty crazy, but I've seen The Office 10 times.
Like every single
You have
episode.
no
Every
life.
single
No
episode.
way.
Okay, so I finished it. So I think I forgot when Office ended, but I watched the year after Office ended, and every year after that, I've watched it at least once. I've rewatched it at least once. And I'll be honest, the past 2 years I have not, because I actually got a life.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
That's a lot of time. Yeah. Like,
yeah. Before that, I mean, I kind of didn't have anything to do, so I just watched The Office a lot.
like define watch. Like, do you kind of, The Office is one of those shows where I can have in the background and still be able to do my own thing, but still watch at the same time. It's a feel good show. It's not a show like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad where you have to actually pay attention to the plot.
Yeah.
True.
To end.
So personally, I can never do that. I can never have a show up in the background, because when I'm like focused on something or when I'm doing something, I need to focus on it. I have like really bad, I don't know what to call it, but like when I'm doing a task and there's something playing, like a show, like I always get distracted. So I know like my girlfriend is really, really good with just having a show in the background. Like she's gone through many iterations of Grey's Anatomy, and all you Grey's fans out there know how long that show is. It's still going on. It's like season 20 or something. It's crazy. I think probably not 20, but it's
I think
like
it's 15.
15,
Because
yes.
I watched all the way up to 15.
Yeah. So like it's pretty crazy. And that, okay, so those are one of the shows that maybe I could have in the background and not care about, but like shows that I really like, Office, like I'm gonna pay attention to it, right? But for most people, I think they could just have it on the background. But I definitely do recommend just watching it all the way through first, and then doing the whole background thing, right? But I think The Office is great. That's a good one.
Dude, I never rewatch shows. Once I finish it, I'm done.
I'm kind of the same way too. Like I'll rewatch like bits and pieces or like scenes that were really good, but I won't actually start from beginning to end again. Like if I watch it once, I'm done. Like
one and done, bro.
Yeah, I think Office is the only show that to my knowledge, the only show that I've rewatched. I've rewatched some anime, like I've seen Naruto.
Oh, that's a whole nother anime is a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. But like I've rewatched some anime, but I think Office is the only show that I've just. I think it's timeless. I think that if I watched it 10 times and I still love it, it's fucking amazing. But so Office is a really good one. I'm trying to think of other ones. So about Breaking Bad, going back to that real quick, I know people are gonna like hate me for this, but I never finished it. I got to the last season and I didn't watch the last 3 episodes.
Really, dude? The last.
Yeah.
Okay, the last.
You might as well finish it then.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on at the time. This was a while ago, but I was so close to finishing it, and for some reason, I just never got to it. I know what I like looked up the ending because like I was just curious, like after a few years after watching Breaking Bad, and I was like, you know what? I never knew how it really ended, so let me just look at the ending. That's what I mean. I did that, but I never finished it, and I feel kind of stupid for doing that because the ending is like really
good. Dude,
it's amazing.
You definitely have to go back and watch those last 3 episodes.
What happened? I forgot though.
I don't want to spoil it just for some of our views and
nah, fuck it, bro. Just spoil
Han
it.
Solo
It's already
dies,
been
bro.
out for so long.
That is true. When did the show end? Like 2008.
Exactly. Just spoil it.
2008. Yeah.
Oh, is it the one when he was hiding the money? Oh, he got blew up or something, right?
No, so he basically gets revenge at the very end. So honestly, my mind's kind of running a little blank right now too. But basically, Walter White, he runs on the loose, right? And the new villains, they killed his step brother.
Yeah,
they took all his money, and so he was basically like on his own, trying to live a new life by himself. But then he comes back, and then he gets his revenge. He saves Jesse Pinkman, who's like his partner in crime, and then he dies at the very end. That's like in a nutshell. There's definitely more towards it right now, but like just off my memory, I'm trying to like recall the ending too. But yeah, the last 2 episodes are actually like one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, and those are the ones I didn't watch, so I feel
the ending is very satisfying though. It's definitely very satisfying.
Yeah,
I will say the last season is probably my least favorite after Gus Fringe, after he passes away in the show. Like the show kind of falls off after that a little bit, but the ending for the ending on the last episode very satisfying.
Yeah, no, agreed. And I think this is a good transition to some shows that we've watched recently. So I don't really watch a lot of shows anymore, but so there's a show called Beef. I'm pretty sure most people.
Yeah.
I've seen it like trend top 10, probably like top 3, top 2 right now, maybe even number 1 on Netflix right now. But I haven't seen that show. What is it about? Yeah,
so it's about mental health essentially. I can go into the storyline a little bit, but I do want to compare it to the best show I've watched in the past few years was a K-drama related to mental health. It's called It's Okay Not to Be Okay. It was amazing. I feel like I feel like it expressed mental health and mental health problems in such a refreshing way, and like that drama like completely changed my perspective and viewpoint on mental health. And you know, I've struggled with mental health issues in the past, so like I could relate to a lot of it too. My girlfriend could relate to a lot of it. Like we fucking balled out in some scenes because of how hard it hit. And I thought like there was no other show that was going to top that or get close to it in terms of mental health, but Beef is very close, if not like equal. Essentially, it shows. Do you want to do the rundown, Garrick, or should I do it?
Why don't I say a few things and you could like
all right.
piggyback off of me a little bit?
All right, cool.
So I see it as there's like the rich side and the poor side.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. And both sides have their own struggles.
Yeah.
And mainly it's the Ali Wong and Steven Yeun. Steven Yeun's the poor one and Ali Wong's the rich one. And they just have this two comparison of like how they both live their lives. But mainly they have beef because of a car. Whatchamacallit?
The
road rage.
Yeah.
They basically intersected into each other's lives and they had a road rage.
Yeah.
And then the story just goes on from there.
All right, that's the explain me like I'm five kind of rundown. That was kind of mid. I can go a little deeper into it. All right. Not to like hate on you, Garrick, but
I'm about to compare like, you know, the comparison right now.
All right, lay it on us, Jack.
All right. So there's people in two different worlds. One person is like a failing contractor. The other person is a very successful CEO. And essentially, it shows you that these two people, while they're living in different worlds, have the same exact mental health problems. And it shows you that no matter what class you're in, what status you're in, what kind of situation you're in, one person's living in a like rotten down apartment, like it's very, very bad. He doesn't have any money to his name, and the other person's living like in $1 million mansion. And both of them are exactly the same mentally. One person wishes that they had more money. The poor person wishes that they had more money and the money will solve the problems. And the rich person wishes she had more time, and time with her family will solve the problems. And then you go into like this weird juxtaposition where these two people meet and they're always frustrated, always angry with their lives. And they meet with a road rage incident, and both of them are just letting off steam. They're letting off all the steam that they have, living their separate lives. And it just kind of just all goes out. And this is the first time they've ever expressed like how they truly feel. And it's funny because they do it to each other. People going exactly through the same thing. And it really shows you that no matter where you are in life, you can struggle with the same mental health problems.
All right, fuck you, Jab.
Yeah,
okay, no, that's a much better.
All right, I mean, I had to bring out, the juxtaposition. I had to bring out some fancy words.
I swear to God, you wrote a whole ass analysis.
No, all right.
Hey, bro, Spark Note, actually reading the book.
I don't know. You mean even Spark Notes is a little better than that.
Then again, you recently
he did that Bing search, bro.
I mean, I watched it like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it was already kind of. I'm already watching a new show. Maybe that's why it's already been fading off.
Yeah, that's.
I probably would have learned more just reading like the what is it? The trailer.
The Netflix description. No, all right. For real though, I think I love shows like this, and that's why like I dig really, really deep. Even after the show finished, I looked at like a lot of, and the reason like I'm really good at explaining this because I looked at a lot of analysis on the show.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I mean, because it's interesting to me. I was like, these two contrasting like figures, and there's this like line in the show that really stuck with me when Steven asked, what was her name? Ali? I forgot their actual names.
I believe it's Ali Wong.
Ali Wong. Okay, when Steven asked Ali, and he's like, when I get to where you're at, will I feel better? And she's like, life is never ending. Like, it's like, she said something about a snake and it was like a metaphor. I forgot it. But that really hit me. I'm like, people really think that money will give them happiness, and money gives definitely some sort of happiness and some sort of like opportunity, right? But it just shows you that no matter if you're struggling mentally, no matter how much money you get, it's not going to go away. And I thought that was fucking beautiful. So I highly recommend it to anyone who struggles with mental health or wants to get an insight of what mental health looks like. I think that show is so beautifully done and scripted. And then the best thing, the cherry on top, is that like it's Asian representation. So what's happening is I feel like in Asian culture, there's not a lot of transparency on what mental health is. You know, we're all Asian here, right? Growing up, when you say you were depressed or you felt anxiety, your parents were just like, "What the fuck is that?"
They're like,
right?
suck it up.
True.
Exactly. So like, I think it's so beautiful that shows like this are coming out and showing the world and showing especially Asian cultures like, yo, mental health exists, and it's like so beautifully done, and I think that's awesome.
Right.
Any thoughts?
I'm interested. I might give it a try. Is it a relatively long show or a short show?
It's like 10 episodes.
It's 10 episodes, like average
standard.
35 minutes. You could binge it.
Oh, 35 minutes. That's pretty short.
I binged it in 2 days.
In 2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why like you also don't recollect all, because I watched it like spread out a little bit. I didn't watch it in 2 days. So that's why I also like I don't know if anyone else does this, but after I finish watching an episode, I go on Reddit and look at the discussions.
I'll do that for bigger shows like Game of Thrones or something where it releases on a week-to-week basis. I can do breakdowns. But if it's a show where I can like binge easily in one go, then no, I wouldn't do it for that.
Yeah,
I do that for reality TV shows.
Reality TV is great. Like I was watching
Love Is Blind.
Love is Blind.
Season 4?
Too Hot to Handle.
Yo,
Dude.
Singles Inferno.
Oh, Singles Inferno.
Singles Inferno.
That was fire,
Yo,
bro.
Singles Inferno.
I've seen all the ones y'all listed except for Single Inferno.
Singles Inferno is so fire. You gotta. It's like a Korean reality TV show. It's really really good. And dude, the people on there are sexy as fuck. Both the men and women are very very attractive.
Are you saying I should go on the show?
Yeah. you could be the film crew. No, I'm playing. I feel like Garrett got raised. Garrett's got raised. He'll be able to.
Nah, no chance. No chance.
No, you know they probably have like a Chinese version of it. I don't know if you guys have heard of Terrace House. So Terrace House is
the
a Japanese
one.
Yeah, it's also like a Japanese reality TV show, but it's like the most tame reality TV show ever because it's in Japan and everyone's Japanese. So like the culture already is just like, keep things to yourself. Don't be confrontational. So,
not like as Americans, bro.
Dude, like Jersey Shore, like it's a completely different.
Yeah, can we talk about like the Asian dating culture a little?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean,
what's on your mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, when I was watching Singles Inferno, like I can just see like the two people like each other.
Yeah.
But they don't say it. I'm like, come on, just say it. Like, give them a hug or like say, hey,
get your arms around her.
Yeah, man. Like, do something, bro. Come on.
It's
I'm
even
like screaming
worse.
at the screen sometimes.
Dude, it's even worse in Terrace House. Bro, they don't even hold hands and they've gone on like 6 dates. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, in American culture, you see each other for 45 minutes and
they're making out.
They smash on the first date now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, smashing is the first date. Like, that's how they, like, you know, like the hookup culture and everything. But yeah, let's go back to your point where, like, dude, it's infuriating. And it's like, it shows you how different the cultures are.
They're just really respectful for each other.
Yeah.
You know, the respect is just there.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, it's just, it's a different viewpoint, I guess. It's the way they grew up, the environment.
Exactly.
Right?
There's a lot more, like, inherent respect and towards the other sex and towards like that entire phase. Or maybe it's just like they're doing it for the camera. You never know. Some people could be
true.
Some people could, like, you know, come off really strong. You never know how people are when they're on camera, right? But I do feel like generally that's the case. And dating culture in Asian countries is very, very different. And it honestly is like a culture shock. Like when I first started watching Terrace House, I was like, this is insane. Like, these two people really, really like each other, and like,
but they're not doing anything.
Yeah, and then like the guy would like go for the hand, and the girl would be like, and it's just like, oh my god, like holy shit, people are
negative riz.
Yo, I don't even know what's about. It's hard to have riz in Japan though. Like, how do you have riz when like everyone is like super super shy about like actually like showing you how they feel and whatnot? So.
I mean, even in the dating culture right now in the Asia countries, apparently in the next few years or so, their population is going down drastically.
That's a huge problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know the specific stats to it,
mm-hmm.
but I've heard that in the next 20 to 30 years, their population is going to be decreasing.
Oh, really? Because of like the dating
They're not
culture,
having
or?
Enough sex.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I know. So I heard in Japan that that's happening right now, more so because a lot of men and women, they're just so overworked right now to where they just don't have time. They don't have time to go on dates or, you know, really spend time with their significant other or really raise a kid.
Right.
So I didn't know it had to do with like
the money issue is a thing as well. Because I know in China, most apartments are way beyond the prices that they can afford.
Yep. And you have and I think to piggyback on what Kenny said, I think he hit it on the mark with at least Japan. And I know South Korea is dealing with the same issue, but maybe not to the extreme that Japan is. Like, people don't realize how fucked Japan is in 10 years. Like, they are not having kids, and they're actually like the president of Japan is actually going out and saying like, yo, be more social, like stop being in your houses.
Get some pussy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, bro, that's what he wanted to say. And it doesn't help that Japan has a very close culture. It's very, very hard to live in Japan and feel like you're Japanese, because like there's this inherent like sort of inherent caste system in a way. It's really weird, where Japanese people are very particular about like who's Japanese and who isn't, and they're not very welcoming. They're very welcoming of tourists. Like, they're very nice to you. Everyone's amazing. But once you start living there, you start seeing the disparities in the laws and all this other stuff, where like they kind of don't want people living there, like from outside. And then I'm just like, if you're gonna have that problem, and then also with the whole population problem, like, yeah, you're headed towards a really dangerous direction. So, I mean, hopefully, you know, they open up a little bit more and they start like lowering the, you know, increasing the work-life balance, so people are actually going out, having kids. I mean, they'll eventually start paying people to have kids. Like, that's what's going to happen.
I think that's what China is doing. The government is actually willing to give you some, or like help you with your finances.
Yeah.
If you start a family.
Right. Yeah, that's what those Asian countries are headed towards. But I wanted to ask you guys, how is the dating culture here with Asian girls? Like, is like compared to like Asia? Obviously, there's going to be like a difference, but I do hear sometimes that I do hear sometimes like Asian girls even here are like very reserved sometimes.
I mean,
I feel like Asian girls will date anyone but Asian men. I'm joking, but I'm also like kind of serious.
Oh my God.
They see us as brothers.
I know. No, I mean, I think statistically it's true too. The most common interracial couple is actually an Asian woman and a white male. I think that's actually true too.
Yeah, it's tough out. It's tough out there for you guys.
Hey, it's because we got no riz, bro. See,
yeah, that's true. I risk myself into the friend zone all the time.
I mean, dude. I mean, yeah, you gotta work on that, man. You gotta work on that. Yeah. Maybe we'll have like a dating expert as a guest in the future. Maybe you can work on your riz game a little bit. How about that?
Shit, I'll be down, bro.
Yeah,
I need some advice.
Yeah, get all the
guidance.
Get all the single Broiz in here, which is like everyone but me and Roy. I think, I don't know if anyone else is in a relationship, but yeah, it's tough out there for single dudes. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like to your question regarding Asian girls, they're all like different depending on where they're at. So East Coast, West Coast.
Oh yeah.
Completely different vibes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I can kind of give my thought on this because I lived in California for the past year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I could see it. I feel like the girls on the Asian girls on the East Coast are, I guess, maybe like I'm being a little too stereotypical here, but like I feel like they're more open-minded in a way. But like in West Coast, really? they're a little more like snobby, and they're very particular. Especially, I mean, if you go to LA, that's the whole LA vibe. It's like, how much money do you have? Okay, well, if you don't have the X amount,
the IG followers,
like it's very superficial.
Very judgmental.
Yeah, but maybe that's just because like in the Bay Area though, I didn't see much of a difference. I think the Bay Area is like very similar to Johns Creek and Atlanta in general. But I think like in Southern California, it's like SoCal is very different. But yeah, so I wanted to wrap things up a little bit. I think we're hitting the time, but I wanted to do like a new segment where we ask each other some ridiculous would you rather questions. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, let's go.
And we have Kenny here that literally loves asking these questions in normal conversations. So Kenny, I'm gonna pass it off to you, and you give me like a good would you rather. Yeah.
Damn, on the spot.
Yo, he's got him like in his brain, like he has them in
I got
bank.
one. Hold on, I got one. All right, would you guys rather be able to talk to animals or talk to the dead?
Ooh.
I know my answer.
All right, go
first. That
was quick.
I don't even know my answer.
That was quick. Goddamn.
Choose animal.
Animal, okay.
Because
you could talk to your ducks.
Well, I had ducks.
Oh, sorry. Oh man,
yeah.
My bad. Yeah, my bad.
But yeah, the reason I chose animal is that I've talked to humans my entire life.
Oh, okay.
Why not switch it up and have some sort of change to communicate with animals?
No, that's fair.
But
you know what I mean?
Not to be rude, but aren't animals like really stupid? Like they would barely be able to have conversations. So are we assuming that the intellect of the animal is the same as a human being?
I mean, elephants are very smart.
Some animals are smart too.
Dolphins are smart too.
I would say dogs.
Yeah, I think
like
dolphins.
Whales.
Yeah. Cows are really smart as well. They have very high IQ.
Exactly.
Especially if you have a pet too, like a dog or a cat. You get to act. They're like, I mean, they're already your family, but you get to actually have like that deeper connection now.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know what I'm kind of leaning towards the dead, just because, dude, I'd be the most badass detective, dude. All I gotta do is, all right, go find the dead body. Be like, all right, who did it, man? Garrick did it. Okay, where's the evidence? What do I need to do to get him?
Man, I could ask an animal that too. If a chipmunk was nearby, I'd be like, hey.
What if there's no animal nearby though?
I'm sure some crow or birds are everywhere, bro.
But how do you know that particular bird or crow is going to be
I'll just yell it out. Hey, who saw this murder right here?
I'll give you some I'll give you some food. I'll give you some food. Come here.
But also,
Exactly.
I could see being able to talk to the dead be like a downside too, because then like imagine like one of your loved ones passed. It could be a gift and a curse. It could be a gift and a curse. But let's say one of like your loved ones or like good friend passes away, like you can still talk to them, but then it's like you'll never really be able to move on.
Exactly. And you know what? It's a perfect segue into why my answer is animals. And it's not because, I mean, it'd be cool talking to my dog and talking to animals. I think that's cool. But I think I'm more so choosing it because I don't want the other option. And I think talking to the dead, I don't think I would be able to handle that. I think that's something that's so, like, you're crossing a boundary, like, you know, like between the living and dead. And I feel like once you cross that boundary, like you kind of lose sense of reality. What reality is, right? Going a little deep into it, like, oh, I can talk to the dead. They're right here. So like, you know, I can, you know, if I die, it doesn't matter, right? You start caring less about that because it's not a very clear boundary. But yeah, I think I would talk to animals. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty similar to you too. I think I'd choose the animal side. Just 'cause I think talking to dead is a lot cooler, but I just feel like it's a gift and a curse. Whereas being able to talk to animals, that's just only a gift.
Yep.
I can't really think of a downside of being able to talk to animals.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could have also talked to Harambe and everything could have been avoided, right? Like if we could talk to animals, like it would have been, Harambe was not going to hurt that child, and he would have been like, "Yo, it's chill, bro. I'm just like taking care of him. It's all good." And you know, on none of this, COVID wouldn't have happened. Nothing would have happened. But yeah, I think that's a good way to end it off. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. See you guys next time. Yep, this is the Broiz Podcast.
Peace.
Thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, do everything.
Do all of the above. Yep.
You press it? Oh.